We're shining our opening statement spotlight on the tragic death of beautiful Rachel Morin. The mother of 5 was discovered along a popular hiking trail almost 2 months ago.
In a quiet suburban community known for its tranquil hiking trails and sense of safety, an unspeakable tragedy unfolded that would leave an indelible mark on the hearts and minds of all who called it home. On a warm August morning in 2022, Rachel Morin, a beloved mother of 5 children, stepped out for what should have been a routine walk along the picturesque trails of Bel Air, Maryland. Little did she know that this simple act would be her last, as a predator lurked in the shadows, waiting to strike. The horrific details of Rachel's murder sent shockwaves through the tight-knit community, shattering the sense of security that had once been taken for granted. As the investigation unfolded, a chilling portrait emerged of a brutal and seemingly random act of violence, one that left a family shattered and a community gripped by fear and disbelief. In the aftermath of this senseless tragedy, a nationwide manhunt was launched, fueled by a burning desire to bring Rachel's killer to justice. Investigators, driven by a relentless pursuit of the truth, uncovered a trail of evidence that spanned from the East Coast to the West, linking the killer to a previous crime scene in Los Angeles through a haunting match of DNA evidence. As the pieces of this complex puzzle began to take shape, a crucial question loomed. Who was the man captured on grainy security footage, his identity obscured by the familiar Air Jordan hat he wore? And what twisted motivations could drive an individual to commit such a heinous act against an innocent woman, leaving a family to grapple with an unimaginable loss? In this gripping exploration of the Rachel Morin murder case, we delve into the heart-wrenching details, the painstaking investigative efforts, and the unwavering determination of a community that refuses to let this crime go unanswered. Join us as we unravel the threads of this tragic tale, honoring the memory of a life cut short and amplifying the calls for justice that echo through the halls of a once peaceful town. The tranquility of August 6, 2022 in Bel Air, Maryland, was shattered when Rachel Morin, a 35-year-old mother of 5, failed to return home from her morning walk along the Ma and Pa Trail. This popular hiking path, winding through the picturesque countryside, had long been a beloved destination for locals seeking respite in nature's embrace. But on that fateful day, the trail became the site of an unspeakable tragedy that would shake the community to its core. According to investigators, Rachel had set out on her routine trek around 8:30 a.m., a journey she had undertaken countless times before. However, hours ticked by without her return, and concern began to mount among her loved ones. As the day wore on, the unthinkable became a reality. Rachel had been the victim of a brutal attack, her life senselessly cut short by an unknown assailant. Details surrounding the circumstances of Rachel's death were initially scarce, but the horror of the crime scene left little doubt about the viciousness of the attack. Her body was discovered in a drainage culvert just off the trail, a stark contrast to the serene surroundings that had once provided her solace. The news of Rachel's murder sent shockwaves through the tight-knit community of Bel Air, a place where violent crime was an anomaly, and residents had long felt a sense of security. Suddenly, the once tranquil trails were cast in a sinister light, and the carefree walks that had been a cherished ritual were now tainted by fear and uncertainty. As the investigation gained momentum, a chilling realization emerged. This was no isolated incident. DNA evidence recovered from the crime scene matched that of an unsolved home invasion case in Los Angeles, California, months earlier. Authorities were now faced with the daunting task of unraveling the connections between these seemingly disparate events, separated by thousands of miles, in their pursuit of the elusive killer. The hunt for Rachel's murderer had taken on a national scope, with law enforcement agencies across the country pooling their resources and expertise. Every lead, every scrap of evidence, was meticulously examined as a grieving community clung to the hope that justice would prevail, and the monster responsible for shattering their sense of safety would be brought to justice. As the investigation into Rachel Morin's murder intensified, a crucial piece of evidence emerged that would prove pivotal in the nationwide manhunt for her killer. Forensic analysis of DNA recovered from the crime scene in Bel Air revealed a chilling match to genetic material gathered months earlier during a home invasion in Los Angeles, California. This startling connection not only linked the two crimes across vast geographical distances, but also provided investigators with a potential lead in the form of security camera footage captured at the Los Angeles residence. The grainy video depicted a shirtless man leaving the scene, offering a tantalizing glimpse of the suspect's physical appearance. However, the footage alone was not enough to definitively identify the perpetrator, as it only revealed a side profile of the individual. It was then that a crucial clue emerged. The suspect was wearing a distinctive red Air Jordan baseball cap, a seemingly innocuous detail that could prove invaluable in the search for Rachel's killer. Recognizing the significance of this lead, authorities wasted no time in releasing composite sketches of the suspect, meticulously crafted based on the limited video evidence and witness descriptions. The sketches, depicting a man with a distinctive hairstyle and build, were widely disseminated in the hope that someone, somewhere, might recognize the individual responsible for these heinous crimes. As the search continued, investigators delved deeper into the Los Angeles home invasion case, gathering additional evidence that could potentially shed light on the suspect's identity. Every piece of information, no matter how small, was examined with painstaking attention to detail as the pursuit of justice for Rachel and her family took on a renewed sense of urgency. With each passing day, the weight of the evidence mounted, painting a clearer picture of the elusive perpetrator. From the DNA link to the distinctive headwear, a profile began to emerge, offering a glimmer of hope that the monster responsible for shattering the lives of two families might soon be unmasked. Yet, despite these promising leads, the investigation remained shrouded in uncertainty, with the killer's identity and whereabouts remaining frustratingly elusive. The hunt had become a game of cat and mouse, with authorities determined to leave no stone unturned in their quest to bring Rachel's murderer to justice, no matter how long it took or how far they had to go. In the wake of Rachel Morin's tragic murder, law enforcement agencies across multiple jurisdictions mobilized their resources in an unprecedented effort to apprehend her killer. Leading the charge was the Harford County Sheriff's Office, which spearheaded the investigation from the outset, working tirelessly to piece together the puzzle of evidence left behind at the crime scene. Sheriff Jeff Geyer, a seasoned veteran with a deep commitment to justice, recognized the gravity of the situation and the urgency with which the case needed to be handled. Under his leadership, a team of dedicated investigators embarked on a painstaking journey, leaving no stone unturned in their pursuit of the truth. One of the earliest breakthroughs came when the DNA evidence recovered from the Bel Air crime scene was matched to genetic material gathered during a separate home invasion in Los Angeles months earlier. This crucial link not only connected the two seemingly unrelated incidents, but also opened up new avenues of investigation, prompting law enforcement to cast a wider net in their search for the elusive suspect. Collaboration with other agencies, including the Los Angeles Police Department and the Federal Bureau of Investigation, became paramount. Investigators from Harford County traveled across the country, conducting interviews and gathering intelligence from those connected to the Los Angeles case, determined to uncover any clues that could shed light on the identity of the perpetrator. The investigation even extended beyond the nation's borders, with leads prompting trips to locations like Chicago, where potential witnesses were interviewed in the hopes of uncovering a crucial piece of the puzzle. No stone was left unturned, no lead was deemed too insignificant to explore. As the investigation progressed, the Harford County Sheriff's Office remained committed to transparency, regularly sharing updates with the public and issuing appeals for information.
And now police have increased the reward for information leading to that killer's arrest to $30,000. This is all in an effort to get that monster off the streets before he kills again.
a substantial reward was offered, with the hope that the promise of financial incentive might encourage someone with vital knowledge to come forward. Despite the extensive resources and tireless efforts of law enforcement, the case remained shrouded in frustrating ambiguity. The key piece of evidence, the security camera footage from Los Angeles, offered only a tantalizing glimpse of the suspect, his identity obscured by the distinctive Air Jordan hat he wore. Yet, even in the face of these challenges, the determination of the investigators never wavered. They understood the importance of their mission to bring a sense of closure and justice to Rachel's grieving family and a community rocked by the senseless act of violence that had shattered their sense of safety. In the wake of the unimaginable tragedy that befell their family, Rachel Morin's loved ones found themselves thrust into a world of unrelenting grief and an unwavering determination to see justice served. Led by Rachel's sister, Erin Morin Lehman, the family embarked on a tireless quest to amplify the call for answers and keep Rachel's memory alive. Erin's initial reaction to the news of her sister's disappearance was one of disbelief, quickly followed by a sinking sense of dread. As the grim reality set in, she wasted no time in joining the search efforts, scouring the very trails where Rachel had last been seen, hoping against hope that her beloved sister would be found alive. When Rachel's body was discovered, the family's world shattered and a profound sense of loss enveloped them. But amidst the grief, a steely resolve emerged. They would not rest until the monster responsible for this heinous act was brought to justice. Driven by this unwavering commitment, Erin and her family enlisted the help of a criminal profiler, leveraging every resource at their disposal to aid in the investigation. Armed with insight from the profiler, they embarked on a tireless campaign of canvassing, distributing flyers door to door, and visiting local businesses, determined to leave no stone unturned in their quest for information. Their efforts extended beyond the English-speaking community, as they recognized the importance of reaching out to the diverse populations that called Bel Air home. Flyers were translated into Spanish, and the family hit the streets once more, driven by the belief that every tip, no matter how seemingly insignificant, could potentially unlock the key to solving the case. Throughout their ordeal, Rachel's family found solace in their unwavering faith, drawing strength from the belief that their loved one was now at peace in the embrace of the divine. Yet, even in their moments of profound grief, they remained steadfast in their pursuit of justice, driven by a desire to prevent others from enduring the same unimaginable pain they had experienced. Their resilience and determination resonated with the community, inspiring others to join their cause and amplify the call for the killer's capture. Journalists and podcasters alike took up the mantle, using their platforms to shed light on Rachel's story and rally support for the ongoing investigation. As the days turned into weeks and months, the family's resolve never wavered. They refused to let Rachel's memory fade, honoring her life by channeling their grief into a relentless pursuit of the truth, no matter how long or arduous the journey might be. The brutal murder of Rachel Morin sent shockwaves through the once tranquil community of Bel Air, shattering the sense of security that had long been a defining characteristic of this tight-knit town. What had once been a place where residents could stroll the picturesque trails without a second thought was now tainted by an undercurrent of fear and uncertainty. In the aftermath of the tragedy, the community found itself grappling with a harsh reality that even in the most idyllic of settings, evil can strike without warning, leaving families and neighborhoods reeling in its wake. The once familiar sights and sounds that had brought comfort and solace now carried an air of apprehension, as residents found themselves looking over their shoulders, haunted by the specter of the unknown assailant who had robbed them of their sense of safety. Yet even in the depths of their collective grief and fear, the people of Bel Air refused to surrender to the darkness. Instead, they rallied together, united in their determination to support the Morin family and aid in the pursuit of justice for Rachel. A groundswell of community outreach and support initiatives emerged, with local organizations and individuals alike stepping forward to lend their voices to the call for the killer's capture. Fundraising efforts were launched, with the goal of bolstering the reward fund offered for information leading to an arrest, creating a powerful incentive for anyone with knowledge of the crime to come forward. Candlelight vigils and memorial services were organized, providing a space for the community to come together, mourn their loss, and draw strength from one another. These gatherings not only honored Rachel's memory, but also served as a powerful reminder of the resilience and compassion that bound the people of Bel Air together in the face of adversity. Local businesses and community leaders stepped up, displaying posters and distributing flyers, ensuring that the search for Rachel's killer remained at the forefront of public consciousness. Social media campaigns were launched, harnessing the power of digital platforms to amplify the call for justice and reach a wider audience that might hold the key to solving the case. As the investigation progressed, the community remained vigilant, their eyes and ears attuned to any potential clues or leads that could aid law enforcement in their efforts. Neighborhood watch groups were bolstered, and residents became more aware of their surroundings, united in their determination to prevent such a tragedy from ever happening again within their community. In the face of unimaginable loss and fear, the people of Bel Air emerged as a shining example of resilience and solidarity. Their unwavering support for the Morin family and their tireless efforts to aid in the pursuit of justice served as a powerful testament to the enduring strength of the human spirit and the unbreakable bonds that bind communities together in the darkest of times. Despite the relentless efforts of law enforcement agencies and the unwavering support of the community, the investigation into Rachel Morin's murder remains an open and active case, shrouded in lingering questions and frustrating ambiguity. However, the determination to bring her killer to justice burns brighter than ever, fueled by the belief that no stone can be left unturned in the pursuit of truth and accountability. As the months and years have passed, investigators have continued to follow every lead, no matter how tenuous, in the hopes of uncovering that crucial piece of evidence or witness testimony that could finally crack the case wide open. The release of the suspect's composite sketches, meticulously crafted from the limited surveillance footage and witness descriptions, represented a pivotal moment in the investigation, offering a tantalizing glimpse of the individual responsible for shattering so many lives. Yet, despite the widespread dissemination of these images and the influx of tips that followed, the killer's identity remains elusive, a taunting mystery that has thus far defied resolution. The distinctive Air Jordan hat worn by the suspect, once viewed as a potential breakthrough lead, has yielded no definitive answers, leaving investigators to grapple with the possibility that the perpetrator may have discarded or altered this crucial piece of evidence in an effort to evade detection. As the investigation continues, law enforcement agencies remain steadfast in their commitment to exploring every avenue, leveraging the latest technological advancements and forensic techniques in their quest for justice. Collaborations with federal agencies like the FBI have opened doors to resources and expertise that could prove invaluable in unraveling the complexities of this case. Meanwhile, the Morin family and the community of Bel Air refuse to let the passage of time diminish their determination. Rachel's sister Erin and others have become tireless advocates, using their platforms to keep Rachel's story alive and maintain pressure on authorities to leave no stone unturned in their pursuit of the killer. The offering of a substantial reward, now standing at $35,000, represents a powerful incentive for anyone with information to come forward, fueling hope that the promise of financial compensation could be the catalyst that finally breaks the case open. As the investigation inches forward, investigators remain resolute in their belief that the key to solving this case lies within the community itself. They implore residents to remain vigilant, to scrutinize every detail, and to come forward with any information, no matter how seemingly insignificant, that could potentially shed light on the identity or whereabouts of Rachel's killer. For while the road to justice has been long and arduous, the commitment to seeing it through has never wavered. Rachel Morin's memory serves as a beacon, guiding those who loved her and those who have taken up her cause, reminding them that in the face of unfathomable tragedy, the pursuit of truth and accountability must never falter. The tragic murder of Rachel Morin serves as a stark reminder of life's fragility and the extreme depths of human depravity. Yet, from this profound tragedy arises a powerful testament to the resilience of the human spirit, galvanizing a community and inspiring a nationwide pursuit of justice. As the investigation progresses, fueled by the unwavering determination of law enforcement, community support, and Rachel's loved ones, hope remains that the perpetrator will be brought to justice. Despite the challenges, the ambiguous evidence, the elusive suspect, and the passage of time, the community's spirit remains indomitable. From Bel Air's streets to national law enforcement halls, a collective voice demands answers and accountability. Rachel's memory, a life taken too soon, inspires action and resilience in the face of adversity. The investigation, supported by a united community, sends a clear message. Even in the darkest times, justice and human compassion will prevail. For Rachel Morin and all affected, the pursuit of truth and accountability continues, a journey fueled by a commitment to honor her memory and prevent future tragedies. Ultimately, Rachel Morin's legacy will be one of resilience, unity, and the enduring pursuit of justice, a community undeterred by darkness.